Hello dreamers, I hope you are well and I hope I will read your Kerry Tales a little bit better today. So, as you know, sorry like that, I'm reading from the Kerry Folk Tales and I'm right now reading the history of County Kerry. So today I propose you to listen to the burning of Ballylongford. We shall begin by quoting the famous playwright, novelist and poet Oscar Wilde, who said, "We are all in the gutter, but some of us are looking at the stars." This for us demonstrates the feelings of the downtrodden people of Ireland in the early part of the last century. Not long ago, our fair isle celebrated the century of the Great Rebellion, which kick-started a chain of events leading to the independence of the majority of the Irish people. Kerry is unfortunately noted as being the country to suffer the rising first tragic death, which occurred at Ballykisane Pyre, just outside the town of Killorglin. Although the rebellion was initially a failure, it caused such a stirring within the Irish people that the flame that ignited inside them had never been quenched. Following these events, unrest grew fast in Ireland, and the British government responded by setting up and dispatching a new battalion of soldiers made up of ex-servicemen and ex-convicts. In reality, these soldiers, who came to be known as the Blacks and Tans, were no more than ruffians and thugs, while the Black and Tans were given a free hand to torment and rampage their way through the island at will. Young Irishmen and Irishwomen came together and organized themselves into independent militias known as flying columns. Their aim was to protect their communities against these men and show that they were no longer willing to lie down. Members of these flying columns ended up on the wanted list, with many left with no option but to leave their families and go on the run. One such man, Eddie Carmody of Ballylongford, was ambushed on a road outside Ballylongford in the winter of 1920. Such was the cruelty of the Tans that they seized the poor unarmed man on the road and shot him several times at close range. He survived, however, and was able to crawl away and stay hidden from them for a while. The Tans frantically looked for him to finish the job and followed the drops of blood left by him on the road. They found him slumped against a ditch and, showing no mercy, dragged him back into the middle of the road and took turns to beat him with rifle butts. Only when they had inflicted enough suffering on the poor man did they finish him off by stabbing him several times. If this were not enough, they then pulled his lifeless body on the back of an open cart and displayed it through the town, dumping it outside the barracks and leaving it there overnight before allowing his father to collect his body the next day. This heinous and unnecessary act did not go unnoticed, and the local column made plans and bid their time. In the following spring, in reprisal from the vicious murder of Carmody, two black and tan men were shot dead while walking on the Well Road in town of Ballylongford. This happened in the evening, and word of what had happened spread fast throughout the town. Fearing revenge, people stayed indoors and quenched any candle or lanterns in the hope that they would not draw any attention to themselves. When reports of the murders reached the barracks, the remaining officers set upon the local populace with rampage vigor, and with the stench of alcohol on their breath, set fire to furze bushes and pushed them in through smashed windows and onto the roof of several cottages and houses in the area. Any person who met them while they were in their destructive rage did not survive to tell the tale. In typical fashion, the Tans did not concern themselves with the possibility that there could be anyone inside any of the buildings, or indeed with the actual loss of property. The fires were helped by the fact that the majority of houses were thatched and the weather was unusually dry for that time of the year. The resulting inferno spread quickly across the rooftops, destroying Well Street and Main Street in their entirety, with other areas also affected. Nothing but charred rubble, ashes, and waking nightmares were left behind. So, that's it for today. As always, the history here is not so nice. Well, usually history tends to tell mainly the bad stuff, so I was thinking, instead of reading all in the direction of the book, maybe next time I can read some other parts, because there are more fantasy-like parts in this book. Oh, I think I will go back and forth between the different parts, so loads of different stories. So, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe. I hope to see you again, and farewell, my friends. Bye.